in and out.
3-second delay, so
Yeah.
y'all hear it.
Hold on. Let me look real quick. I'm gonna edit that bitch out. All right. Did it? Did it? All right. Cab, say something. Almighty is trash. Say Almighty is trash.
Get all the high notes.
Almighty is garbage.
Too sophisticated. Trash is a much better word.
Okay.
All right, here, both of y'all. JT, say something.
Almighty is trash. Almighty is trash.
I think I'll have no confidence to be, demoralized with.
All right, we're good to go. All right, good to go. All right.
Hey, I got an auto rifle from the forge. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. That's excited.
Dumbass. All right, here we go. All right, welcome, ladies and gents, to the very first ever holiday edition of Going Commando, a Dangerous Zipper podcast. So please be forewarned, explicit content will be somewhere out in the open, laying in the kitchen table. So when you walk through the door, it's going to be out there in the open. In the chat with me today, we have our own DZ villain, Mr. Steal Your Loot, a.k.a. 7 Ninja 7, a.k.a. Cab, the man.
I am your god.
Next, we have my very own personal hater, because you know you made it in life when you have your very own personal hater, the trash man himself, Almighty Sue.
Hey, what's on the kitchen table now? I want to know what's on the kitchen table. I didn't even know what I signed up for today. Never had a warning before the podcast. Good Lord.
And last but not least, we got DZ's very own HR of the Year, JT Altifer.
Yo, what's up, fuckers?
So for our I guess holiday special episode, we usually do this on Friday nights. So we're usually sipping on something and drinking while we're playing shots and shooters together. But since it is a Sunday afternoon right now, I don't think too many of us is drinking on anything. But what is everybody drinking on for the holidays and your special, your own, like, Christmas? What go-to drink do you go to during the Christmas holidays?
I mean, other than eggnog?
I mean, if that's what you eggnog, I mean that's what it is.
Okay. For me, my family, I like to do a nice sweet tea, not too sweet, not too bitter, but sweet enough that you can tell it's sweet.
Wow, that's a tradition. We do that every day down in the South, man. We party every damn day.
A sweet tea, dude. This sweet tea's like, that's got to be a side dish for us. Then sweet tea.
It's more like because you got I have grandparents come over too, and so I gotta put it. Mine are usually too sweet, but for them, I don't want to do all that.
Yeah.
Blood sugar.
Yeah. Oh, true that.
We just every holiday, my family gets together. We drink whatever, but eggnog, get a lot of eggnog, drink some of that alcoholic eggnog, and usually we find some kind of holiday cocktail. I haven't decided on this year's cocktail yet. I'll do the research tomorrow and find out what we're gonna drink. But yeah, we do a little drinking, but eggnog mostly. Eggnog's freaking fantastic. And I already know what JT drinks. He's already pulled the bottle out.
Well, listen, so usually family is all about, we're a bunch of winos. So, but this year, we're doing uh, we're doing some Christmas hugs. And what it is, it's 1 part Fireball, 2 parts apple juice, and then 1 part cranberry juice.
I'll write this down. I might steal it.
I'm going to try mine. Matter of fact, I was going to try it before. I was going to make me a drink before we started this. I want to try with that cran apple juice, see how it tastes with that. I don't know. We'll see. But usually we just get a bottle of spiked eggnog and I'll drink a little bit of that. I can't drink a lot of it. I can drink like maybe a glass, maybe. And that's pretty good just to kind of sip on during the night. But usually it's a brewski for me. Usually some type of brewski. I know I got some Voodoo Ranger out there, 9% that I like to drink on, especially around the house during Christmas because we always open our gifts on Christmas Eve. So we get trays from fucking Publix and just fucking so we ain't got to cook. We ain't got to worry about doing all that. We just get trays, throw them out, finger foods, wings, sandwiches. We eat on that, and I'll be drinking brewski while we opening gifts. So that's pretty much what I be drinking on. So I know for usually my Christmas tradition, usually Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day, it's all about watching the television, the Christmas shows, the old Christmas shows that's come out, the new Christmas shows, and I'm an oldie. Christmas Story comes on like TBS and TNT, like they play it back to back to back for 2 days straight. So I can watch that like most of the day, while I'm sitting around the house. But what kind of fond memories or what's your best memories around Christmas? A Christmas movie or being in a place that reminds you of a certain Christmas show or Christmas games you've played during Christmas. Just the holiday spirit. What's your favorite movies, games, DLC, events, stuff like that around Christmas time?
So my family always our go-to is Christmas Vacation.
Of course.
That hands down best fucking Christmas movie ever.
Oh no, you probably have JT. You probably have all them people that swear on Die Hard. Die Hard's the best Christmas movie in the whole wide world.
Nah.
How much you want to bet Almighty was going to say it?
I thought about it, but really I don't watch any damn movies, to be honest with you. I really don't watch too much TV, to be honest with you. We usually, on Christmas, our family always just go and play board games all night and be pissed at each other for another next 2 months as we beat each other in board games. So it's what we do. We really don't watch too much TV, to be honest with you.
I mean,
back in the day, I watched the Red-Nosed Reindeer and all that back in the day. Charlie Brown Christmas, all the stuff like that.
Harold and Kumar Christmas. I mean, that don't, nothing.
That one movie traumatized me in 3D. So I watched it. Which one was that? Which one was that one? Is that the Christmas one? 3D?
Was it? No. I don't know. I don't think it was. I can't remember what that one was. But that was. I remember the Christmas theme of it. I'm gonna have to look it up and see what it is. What about you, Cab?
Well,
Or
for me,
my bad, Almighty.
it starts off. Wait,
I was
Almighty,
about
you
to pass
still
the
going?
cab. I was about to pass the
Okay.
cab. But we
Well,
talking
it's I'm already here. I mean, might as well. For me, we start off with some Red-Nosed Reindeer. We got some maybe Jack Frost. You know, some of the kiddier stuff, or depending on whatever you've seen, if it is kiddie or not. And then we move on over to those Hallmark Channel love stories that everyone probably just knows about. So it goes from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer to how Jack and uh, Bella met in this this random restaurant and how they fell in love.
And that heartwarming.
Yeah, it's just more like cheesy, and you know what was gonna happen before it happened. You know. But before also I want to add on to this favorite Christmas memory for me. And I want you guys to tell me yours too. My favorite Christmas memory has to be when it snowed about 5 inches where I live at, and it was Christmas Day at the same time. So I had pretty much my first white Christmas.
Yeah, that.
That would be my favorite memory.
I don't know
Yeah,
what that is. What's a white
then
Christmas?
we don't. Yeah, we don't know.
It's when you snow. Well, it's when you got a bunch of snow, like and it's like thick snow. You can make like a snowman out of it. It's
What snow? Let's go for snow.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Dude, we don't see the shit. We don't see the shit, dude.
All right, all right, all right, all right. You know what the
Well,
desert looks. You know what the
I
desert
know.
looks
I
like.
got. I'm seeing one.
I'm gonna go in detail.
Cat was fixing to explain the whole process, dog. You know the sun
exactly.
accumulates moisture in the air.
32 degrees.
All right, all right. What about you
My
guys?
favorite. Oh man, one Christmas, I got a N64, and dude, I got Ocarina of Time. I never played Zelda game before that. I put that sucker in, dude. That was it. It was magic right there from the start to the end. I loved it. That's about my favorite Christmas probably.
Back when games were good.
Yeah, I only got like
I
3
miss those
games a
days.
year, so it was a really magical time. Now I blew it out, and I get a game every other day. So, JP,
Goku?
what you thinking?
JT?
So my favorite Christmas memory is it was my first. I think it was my first white Christmas, and I wake up Christmas morning. I'm a wee one, and I come down. Actually, no, it wasn't a white Christmas, and I came downstairs, and there's just Santa's footprints all over the ground. Of course, I'm like 5. I don't realize that it didn't snow, and I don't know where these snow prints came from. I think it's Santa. So,
Snow just follows them around apparently.
oh yeah, apparently. So that's my fondest Christmas memory. That's something I definitely want to do with my own kids one day, is trick them into thinking that flour is snow.
They got you to taste it. Like, oh, snow. I go through what you look like.
I think my favorite one is when I got my first Nintendo Entertainment System with Rob the robot. Dude, that
Well, I ain't never seen one of those in real
Oh, I
life.
know that. I know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
and-
I've just never seen one in real life.
and I played the hell out of that damn game that came with it. It was like Gyro or something like that.
Yeah.
And just being able to use, I mean, back that was like 84, 85. Just being able to use something like that to play second player was freaking awesome. So that Duck Hunt, Super Mario, Duck Hunt, Gyro, and Excite Bike ruined my life from the age of 8 to 10, pretty much. I played Excite Bike so much that you would play it, if you played it sitting down for so long, the tracks would start looking upside down. You just couldn't, like, the jumps and everything was upside. It was ridiculous. So that was my fondest memory, and I think one of my favorite games, I think, during Christmas time was I would always, for some reason, when it started getting colder when I was younger in high school, I would always fucking whip out Tecmo Super Bowl or Tecmo Bowl to play during the football season, because basically, college bowl games was right around this time. NFL was going pretty good, and I was always into any sport basically. Now I lean more towards college. I don't even keep up with it like pro sports anymore. So, but it was always pro basketball. That was when Jordan was around, all that stuff. But Tecmo Super Bowl was what I used to get up, 6 o'clock in the morning, wrap a blanket around me, sit on my chair in front of my thing, and just play that bitch like constantly, nonstop. So that's probably
on the Switch. You know that's on the Switch online. Tecmo Ball.
that's
Oh
what I
yeah.
want to know. As a matter of fact, that's what I want to know, JT. So when you buy Switch Online,
Uh-huh.
Switch.
do you get the games that they're telling you get? Do you play those for free, or you have to buy them, or they're just in the store? What?
Oh, they're
No,
there.
they
Well,
are
the app, a
in.
separate app. Yeah.
Yep, you get a game, and you can play the games like just for having Switch Online.
Ah, that's pretty awesome, dude. I'm gonna have to get it. I'm just gonna have to get it just for that.
I think your other game was on it too. Ransom to the Rampage. I think or one of those. Was on
Yeah,
there.
River City Rampage. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
If you haven't
was
played
on there
that,
too.
JT, play that.
I played for like 4
You,
minutes. Like,
you ever
oh.
played River? You ever play River City Ransom games, dude? You will love it. It just, especially co-op. That was the best. That's one of my favorite couch co-op games ever. It's great.
I mean, I can load this shit up right now if I wanted to.
Yeah, you need just play through it, and it's just great from beginning to end. I thought. So
now we're on a tangent. Let's get back on track.
we're talking about
Really?
games. Matter with a tangent. Can't run on a tangent. You got somewhere to
Yeah,
be.
but
You got a date.
7-hour podcast. Sleep eventually. I gotta go to bed eventually.
Wah, you'll be all right.
It's
All
4 in
right.
the
So,
afternoon, but hell.
what? Anybody else got anything? Any special games, events? What's your favorite event? I know that's like, what's your favorite event in the game right now? Well, what we gonna tell them? Well, Dawning, Destiny. I mean, I guess we
Yeah.
played a little bit of
I'm
Overwatch last
disappointed in
night.
Dawning. I'm kind of disappointed in Dawning. I mean, 2 years
They
ago it
should
was
have had extra
SRL.
level.
Yeah, last year we had snowballs. I love snowballs. This year I ain't got nothing. What am I doing? I'm just doing regular shit.
That's the one thing that's missing this year is the snowballs and the strikes. That hands down was my favorite part
Yeah.
of the dawning. But I mean, I'm all for baking cookies.
Goku,
Should have seen Yuki. I couldn't get him away from it. Like,
Goku complained yesterday, dude, to make 6 cookies. I think, oh god, I gotta do this again. 6 cookies? Like, what? Really?
Feel like making no cookies.
Listen, I only need like I think 28 more cookies, and then I got my Sparrow fully uploaded.
I got like 15.
are you
Dang.
doing the farm on Titan? You could just go to Sloan and just do the bullet spray one.
We didn't play the
Oh,
game.
yep, absolutely, because we've been running EP, and
Yeah.
you just go in there with an automatic weapon, and you got cookies for days.
Wow.
My main issue was the essence. Like I had more problems getting that than I did the actual stuff. The other stuff was a breeze. Has anyone ever dismantled a cookie though?
Oh, let me do it? I'm gonna go right
it's
here.
like crumble, and then like I don't know what happens after that. Like I don't know if I don't need to do it now. Now that I think about it, I've already got the Sparrow at full. So
It has a crumble. I wonder if it has. Well, I'll put it with my ramen tickets in my. One day someone's gonna ask me, "Where's your ramen ticket and your cookie crumble?" Like, I got it. I'm saving it. I do want to still. I do want to still get my raisins. I got them too. I'm saving them. She might come back with the raisins back. Some super loot here. You'll know.
That was that kind of, I don't know. I liked holding on to the raisins, but at the same time, it was like, do something with them. Like we had them forever. I just wish they would have done something with them.
bro, they said the raisins got enchanted. I was like, no, that's just mold from alien mold. That's all that is.
So while we're on the Destiny kick, what pros and cons are y'all bringing out of the new update content that we got going on? I guess aside from Dawning, I mean, let's specify it down to the forges. So
Are you talking Black Armory so far?
yeah, Black Armory so far. Just what do you think of it? What's your general ideas and your opinions of what's going on right now?
I think for me, Bollinger Forge should have been accessible for anyone that was 500, and the only reason I say that is, it's like that, like 500, let's say 60, is like really the baseline for like new content. It's always been like maybe like 30 or 40 light down is like always been the starting point. So it's like I feel like we should have had the ability to do the Volunteer Forge, and then we had to use the Volunteer Forge to get higher gear to get to the Gafanin Forge. I also don't like the idea that the raid was produced now, because to me a raid is more of a in-game thing. So you're gonna do this like after like all the forges are done. But I feel like story-wise, I feel like that should have been how they did it. But that's me.
Uh, I mean, I don't really have any complaint. I am kind of enjoying grinding out for the all the loot. All loot's been very rewarding. I mean, a lot of the weapons are very good, so I'm kind of enjoying myself. I do feel like they screwed up. Like he said, the power level. Day one, we should be able to get to the first forge and work its way up now. Because if you're off sync, like if you're just getting the first forge done now, all the gear is already done. Like there's
Yeah.
like right now we're doing the third forge's gear, so it's not accessible to everybody. So I kind of feel like that's kind of a unless you play every day, it's a tough pill to swallow there.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've highly enjoyed. I mean, I've enjoyed the forges. I don't think they've been too taxing. Some of the quest to get the third forge was a pain in the butt. But other than that, I've enjoyed it. I got some really good loot. I've been grinding out weapons left and right, so I've
I'm
enjoyed it.
loving the weapons. I will admit that I
Yeah.
am loving the weapons. Um, JT Goku.
I mean, I just ran my first forge for the first time yesterday. So, I mean, I don't have much opinion, but my initial thought on it is I'm not really impressed. But maybe I just have to do more, but I'm not really all that crazy about it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Goku.
Well, I think I like it. I like doing the activity, but I'm kind of with Almighty. I wish they would bring out some sort of horde mode where it's just constant barrages of enemies instead of
Like a Halloween.
uh,
Like a
eh,
Halloween event.
it that still really wasn't the horde mode though. I mean it was
Timed.
it was and it was timed and it wasn't. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking of like Gears of War horde mode where
Yeah.
you've got to set some defenses and I mean there you could do it. It would be more difficult for us to do it with. I don't know. Maybe we needed to defend a conflux or defend a portal or something. From the horde waves that's coming out. I just think
Mm-hmm.
that with being able to combine supers and stuff to help your teammates and they could find a formula that would work for something like that. So
Yeah.
um I I think the forge is fine. I like grinding it. I I just want the gear. I love my freaking auto rifle that I got with damn dragonfly on it. So I'm happy with it. I have no issue with it. Um so that's my opinion on it. I'm really not the one that's gonna be. I'm pretty much satisfied with anything. I just miss my Sparrow Racing League. That's what I want. I miss Sparrow Racing League. Bring
Your
my Sparrow
snowballs.
Racing League back. You know,
Your snowballs.
yeah,
Snowballs.
and my
Your snowball fight.
snowballs. I miss throwing my snowballs. You know, but so far Forge has been good for us. I haven't had a chance to experience the raid yet, and to see how that is. So why don't y'all expand on what your thoughts on the new raid or raid layer, whatever.
I think I'm the only one that played it,
Um.
Anna. Or okay,
Well,
played it. Okay, played it
I
too. Yeah.
played it. I played it. Well, I like the mechanic of the map. You were gonna find out about the map. The map is not the easiest part. They will say it, but it's not the easiest. So you're gonna have to read a map basically to tell people where to go to get some balls that you turn in to keep your map's energy up. And you gotta turn all of them in. I think it's about like three waves, three versions of it, and then you can destroy a shield, which you can't penetrate without getting the map energy to full, basically.
I mean,
After
why?
that,
I'm
go ahead.
going for it. Yeah. I was just going to
After
summarize. I mean, I don't think we need to go into detail, unfortunately, but I was going to summarize that the mechanics are a lot more fun and forgiving in this raid. So I
yeah,
enjoyed it a lot more. It
yeah,
isn't like I mean, Leviathan was challenging at times, but was a pain in the ass because if one person missed their spot, we had to wipe and start again, wipe and start again.
yeah.
It's just really taxing, especially if you're playing with people that don't play every day. And, get your good team together, but I don't want to play raid every day. I just want to get on once a week, get my raid out of the way. So I like this one way better than most.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I think everybody else will enjoy it too.
I'm loving the sparrow part to it, and I'm loving the final boss. The final boss is fun, hands down. It's a lot easier than the first part, but final boss and like this, how they designed everything, it looks amazing and it's really fun. I wanted to talk about the forges. I know JT hasn't played the Izanami or the Gofanon, but I do want to talk about it at some degree.
Like strategy or the differences of them, or what
Um,
you talking?
well, raid and strategy.
I mean, the first one's pretty. I think pretty. Easy laid out.
This
Ain't
is your
much to it.
basic.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's easy. I mean,
No, I
versus
think.
the Fallen, I mean, the
Yeah.
Cabal are pretty nasty. I don't tell you.
Well, yeah. I
But
mean, the only one that really I think has a strategy to it is what's the last one?
Izanami,
Yeah, that one.
I
It seems
loved
like
that one.
yeah, it seems like
Like,
one person's gonna have to go out on their own and kill things and throw the balls to the center or something because you can't
yeah,
live off living in the center alone. You can't.
yeah.
You have to branch out, and then the final boss is the easiest of the. I think if you just use not sleeper. What is it?
You can use anything really.
Yeah,
Like,
but what's the one that bounces?
Sleeper
Oh,
is the best because it's like it hits the boss and hits the
yeah,
shields at the
sleeper.
same time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You can shoot him, and it will go through him, bounce off his shield, and hit him again. So you can melt him real quick.
yeah,
So, but I enjoyed the last the Go Phantom was the same. I think it's the same as the first one, pretty much. It really didn't have
yeah.
anything that stood out. So, I think there's one more forge, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they
And then
called
there,
it the lab.
no, I think that's a whole different activity. I think the lab is an activity, and it unlocks the fourth forge, I believe, to some extent. I could be wrong because we haven't seen it, but that's my understanding. The lab is an event, kind of like a Shattered Throne, if I'm not mistaken. It's not a dungeon, though. They particularly came out and said it's not a dungeon. So,
It's a creator
it'll be
dungeon.
interesting. It's a what?
It's a creator dungeon.
I don't know what it
Uh,
is. Like I said, I have no idea what it is. I don't know.
I'm
They said
hoping
it's
this
not a
is gonna
dungeon.
be our horde mode, because they kept trying to call it a horde mode. So
Yeah.
maybe the lab will be the horde mode.
Or like maybe the fourth dungeon is a horde mode. You just keep on going, and maybe more waves you complete, the better your loot will be. Maybe that'd be kind of neat.
Yeah. All right. I also
Goku, anything
wanted
to
to,
add?
yeah, good.
Goku.
Hey, let's assume I think he dipped off.
No, I'm here. I'm here. I was just listening to y'all go
Anything,
through it.
anything to add?
No, I mean no, not really, because I mean I've only done Go Fanning twice. I like that one better than the first one just for the fact that I got that big container I can run back and forth and have a little bit of cover in the back.
Yeah.
The first forge was kind of challenging at first, but then when we got our strategy down pat, I mean it's pretty easy right now. So but I'm enjoying that. I haven't unlocked the third one yet. I'm still working on my quest, so I can't really speak on that one.
Long 11-part quest there.
So what other
I was gonna I
go
was
ahead.
gonna
Go ahead,
rate
Gab.
them. I wanted to rate them at least let's say like out of 10. Using the first one as the basis, and I'm gonna keep that as 5 out of 10. Go Fanon for the idea that a servitor can shield another servitor, and the boss can shield the servitor that's shielding him. That's like an RNG mechanic. I don't think they meant for it to be there, but I'm gonna give that a 7 for that reason alone. Um, for
I rate the second one
Izanami,
5. I keep it on board. I think it's no different than the first one. I really didn't see anything
mhm,
outstanding.
like
Goku, what you think about that one?
Yeah, it's a mid. it's a midway point. So I'll just be the in betweener and go 6 because I mean it it really isn't too much of a
It's not much difference. Yeah.
difference. Yeah. So
Now Izanami, for me, dude, that's my favorite forge. But then again, it's different from the other two, so it better be my favorite forge. But I'm enjoying the idea of it's kind of like got this raid mechanic, but it's like you have to rely on the guy that's in the center. You're gonna fail if all of you are there, and you need the guys on the bottom left and right to do their job and survive there. So it's like it gets really hectic at all times. It's like the first one and the second one. It's like it gets really hectic, but it's like the idea that I have to rely on you makes have more of an investment to throw you more batteries up there. If you get what I'm saying.
So
right.
what you give it rating wise?
Rating wise, I'm gonna give this a 9 until we see the lab.
I mean, like I said, there's mechanics there, so I kind of like that. I think it makes it harder for people that are queuing because if they ever don't know what's going on or they suck, it can really tank your whole game.
Oh, I played that. I played with a group.
Oh yeah, I got through I remember we failed one, and when I went to right before we failed, I went to the top. There must have been 40 balls sitting on the ground. Then no one threw it to the boards. The guy was up there, he just went throwing balls for some reason. I don't know what he was doing. I didn't even notice until after we failed. But I mean, I think it's better. It brings a little bit of twist to it, so I give it a 7. And 7 be fine. I give it a 7. I mean, this is nothing like it ain't something I want to see in the last one. I hope they really go horde mode in the last one. What I'm hoping.
I think we're gonna be fighting a bunch of hive. It has to be hive.
I mean, it could be Scourge. Not Scourge. What's it called?
Yeah,
Scourge?
but so far they've been doing the D1 enemies first. Like, I feel like they're not gonna just branch off yet.
Oh, maybe not.
But if the
I mean,
lab
Taken's
is
still
something
available.
where we can produce enemies into the realm, then maybe it'll be like that. But I feel like we're gonna get like this. Get the hive. We have the fallen. We got the cabal, and we got the vex. So they gotta give us the hive if they're going off what the pattern so far.
Maybe so.
Your thoughts, Goku and JT?
I mean, if it's going to be the horde mode that everyone's wanting and that they keep talking about, it's definitely has to be Hive because they're the most hordy type of enemy there is. I mean, with the Thrall, I mean
Yeah.
that's Horde 101.
Yeah, that's true.
Legit zombie.
So I don't. I mean, I'm down for any kind of horde mode. So it doesn't it doesn't phase me in the least. I think they're gonna do. I still haven't made it to the third floor, so I can't really speak on anything past beyond that. So anything else with the Destiny update that we want to bring out, talk about?
Do you want to talk about the story implications of this week?
Well, I was going to go into Dreaming City stuff now,
Yeah.
just
Okay.
to kind of get JT's thoughts on his first Shattered Throne run, and see what he thought about that as far as a throne type 3-man small raid. What'd you think, JT?
I mean, I think it was definitely a step in the right direction. It gave a little variety to just the normal just strikes and just doing all the same shit all the same time. So it was nice to see a little change and a new event. Because I feel like the horde mode, I mean the forge, it's a little like I've done it before, I feel, but the Shattered Throne it was beautiful. I mean, I did it twice in one night. I didn't even feel like burnout from doing it. It was fun.
I think it's definitely I don't know what do you think, JT, about my statement? Was it it's got to be longer. It's got to be longer than Crota. That especially once you get it down pat. I think it's just
It feels like Crota.
I don't know. I think it's a little bit longer than Crota if, you know, I
Well, I
guess.
mean, you might be excluding that longness to the idea that remember you get slowed by the darkness if you don't hit the lamps, and necessarily you just don't have the ability to what is it? Can you sprint in that one area where the hive or like
Nope.
the shadow? Okay, so originally you're just slow walking, and some you can't really barely move in the raid with Crota, versus this one's like you can walk, you can pretty much jump, you can get some movement momentum, and you have an idea where you're going. And I think this one's really shorter now than what Crota would have been.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well, it was
honestly
just
though,
a. Go ahead.
honestly though, I feel like we should have so we have strikes as like the low tier stuff, but I feel like dungeons eventually should become more of a let's say they do a lot of dungeons. Eventually dungeons should become nightfall tier, and then like we would have something raids would be like the epicenter of PvE.
Mm.
Like I feel like nightfall should be Shattered Throne, but it should have to be a dungeon because nightfalls are pretty much you die, you don't have to restart. You just restart where you are.
Yeah.
Do that everywhere. like you know, but while we're on the topic of nightfalls, they could just do the coin system. So you know.
Yeah. Yeah. What you think, Almighty? Shadow Throne comments? Anything?
I think it's neat. It gives people that don't have a full raid group access to harder content and more dynamic content. So I think it's good. Yeah. I wish they
Yeah.
would do more of them. I kind of wish that I'm hoping that Naomi Labs or something like that. I hope. To be honest with you, but if they came out and said it wasn't a dungeon, so. But I like it. I like it. We played every time it came around. It's a little easy now, I think. So my thing is, I wish that we get content that actually is harder than your max light level. I want something that's actually hard. We have to actually work at. Now it's just easy. Everything's easy because our light level's so high. So that's my own gripe about it all.
You say that, but I can't get past the first fucking forge. Take your time, Almighty.
They're damn good. They're damn good.
So
Like,
go ahead, Almighty. Go ahead.
like I remember when going back when the beta came out for Destiny 1, me and Goku played that stupid eyeball boss for like 3 hours trying to beat that son of a bitch. I can't remember his name right now, but dude, it sucked. But it was like one of the better experiences. Like the first week,
Septus Prime.
yeah, Tempest Prime. But the first week that the dungeon came out, Shadow Throne, me, Cab, and Snake ran through it well under light level, and it was
Oh, that was
terrible, but it's memorable. It was something we
Yeah.
worked toward. We got the bow. It was something, I thought it was fun, even though it sucked at
Yeah.
times, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Bro.
I wish there was more content like that. Is what I wish.
Curing Snake
there
Rage
was.
is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Oh God, he's so mad. He's so mad.
So I do want to say on my part of the Shadow Throne that I did get the ship this week. Me and Almighty, we got the ship this week.
Woo!
Just to put that in in public airways for Digital's ass.
Well, Goku got the
What are you
ship,
talking
and then
about?
he
You
ran
already
around
posted it.
Goku ran around his house and gave his whole family high five and chest bumps. Over the
Damn
wire.
right.
He
Damn
didn't follow him
right.
For 20 minutes.
Damn right. So another activity for the Dreaming City this week was our Oracle offering a visit to the throne room on the other dimension. What did y'all?
Spoiler
What was your?
Spoiler alert.
What was your? Spoiler alert! Don't nobody even listen to this stuff. We blab on our own stuff. We got one person. So yes.
That one person off.
Spoiler alert.
Listening.
Beyond this point, if you have not done your blind whale activity in the Dreaming City to get your offering to the Oracle, please shut off any audio or video of this podcast. Thank you.
And hopefully you finished all your weeks beforehand.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to yours. I still don't understand. That's what it was, not.
It was
But
my second time visiting the Queen. That's what happened.
maybe so.
No
Maybe
purpose
so.
all. So what
So
what was your each of your thoughts on it? Because I was, I'm the type that, I don't overthink things. Things go over my head. I'm not a lore enthusiast. I read it, I forget about it the next day, and I still have no idea what's going on in the game. So, Almighty, started off. What did you think?
So if you don't know, or if you need a refresher, that the ghost, well, the pulled pork is the ghost. He's in the lore now. He's a ghost that he searches under every rock and every piece of debris, and he's been looking for his guardian since the beginning of this whole thing. He hasn't found his guardian. So he's very polite, and everybody loves to talk to him. And he's like kind of like a legend in the reef right now because he wanders around and people are like, oh look, there's pulled pork. Let's go say hi because he'd be turning over stones and looking for his guardian, and he's just very everybody enjoys his presence. And so anyways, he found his guardian over the weekend. Prince Aldrin. So now Prince Aldrin's back, and now he's a guardian, which I think is lovely storytelling because now I know where they're going. Almost for a fact, I can tell you he is going to be the Hunter Vanguard. It's going to be so. It's going to cause so much turmoil in the tower, and that's why they're going to do it. You hear a lot of. I mean, Zavala's going to be pissed, and everybody's going to hate him. But he's going to have a redemption story. I'm pretty sure they're going to have a redemption story for Aldrin. And he's going to work with us from now on. And I think it's brilliant. I love the play.
I would foresee it. I would foresee it going. Zavala wouldn't get pissed. It would be more Ikora getting pissed off, and something happened between them because then Zavala would then end up working with Aldrin somehow, just for the fact of what happened, leading up in the story, and Zavala not wanting to go get revenge on Cade, something like that, to cause some kind of drama and turmoil and some kind of backstabbing or something.
I see Zavala trying to hold the Vanguard together because he'll be in, and then the Vanguard will not have a like. I think at one point they said something about making sure they all agreed, and the same message came from the Vanguard. But now I don't. And I think it'd be a nice twist if the one that goes off the rails is what's his name not Zavala, and the one that keeps them together is Ikora. I think that would be a good change of pace. We'll see Zavala's darker side because he's always straight arrow, does everything by the book, blah blah blah. It'd be nice to see him veer off the path. I think it'd be interesting. I don't know how it's gonna go. I can see it both ways, really. I can.
Honestly, me and Almighty, me and you've talked about this, but I honestly don't believe he'll become the Vanguard. And the only reason I say that is that's like saying Hearthorn could be the Hunter Vanguard. Keep in mind, Cade had a chest open for Hearthorn saying, "Hey, if you killed me, uh, you were smart because you think me like a hunter." And I mean, she's more. It's possible for her than it would be for Aldrin. For me, Aldrin's like, look, he's new. He has no real experience as a hunter or anything. Just because he wears a cloak does not mean he's going to be a hunter. Keep in mind, they're secrecy. That's all they do. But because Aldrin's a guardian now, assuming that Mara hasn't grabbed him by now, um, going through lore, guardians don't become hunters or titans or warlocks immediately. It's more like they have to choose it through. It's like their personality just goes to it. But it's like because we don't know what Aldrin's personality is right now, and we don't know what they're trying to learn. Right now, Aldrin just has the abilities of a guardian. He's not really anything yet. He has
I,
no. He's and
I,
remember, it has to be a hunter. But keep in mind, he has nothing right now. He
yeah,
is
but
nothing right now.
I think Bungie planned this out because it's very particular that one box you open up from K talking about his Vanguard dare. It said, any hunter, congratulations, you get all my stuff. and the Vanguard. It's called the Dare. Blah blah blah. I think they particularly laid it out that this is how it's going to be. I think all the pieces are fitting together. They've laid out these little breadcrumbs. I think there's no other way for this to go than that. I just have a feeling.
Well, the only problem I have with that though is like, all right, we've just seen Cade die. The shock value is not really in there yet, and it feels more like a rub the wrong way if they just made Uldren the Vanguard that fast. I mean, like more in like even in real life and even in game, it seems it's too fast. And like I said, there's not enough evidence to say that he would be targeted. It's also if anybody killed him, we don't know if a Titan would have killed him. We don't know if a Warlock would have killed him. We just know that if Ikora would have done it, he feels close to Ikora. If it's Zavala, he would have been laughing at him if he felt remorse about it or not. Like
But
Uldren
there
could
was a
be
box.
anything.
There was a box for hunters. Remember, there was a box just
Yeah.
for hunters. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know.
but
I think.
it was a box for that one particular guy. Now it was any hunter, yeah, but like here's what I'm getting at. Here's what I'm getting at. He We know what Uldren is beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be cool. It would be kind of cool to see the guy that killed Cade as the Hunter Vanguard. But it's kind of like, all right, excuse me, Goku. It's kind of like having a president that everyone hates becoming Supreme Overlord. It's like that. That's pretty much what that becomes. Because this bad guy, let's say like Sin Bin Laden or whatever his name, let's say he became president. This guy's like been killing everybody and all that, and he kills the president and then becomes president. You don't think anyone's gonna have a problem with that? There's gonna be low tower approval and all that. Like
Yeah,
there's gonna be a bunch of problems with that being a thing.
but
There's too
Cade
many. There's too many
became
negatives.
Vanguard, and Cade was not the cleanest guardian. They did a lot of bad things. As Cade did, they stole things. But the
But he's
reason he
not the
became
one that killed Andabras, though. He's not
yeah,
the one.
no, he's not. But if it was just there that if he got killed by a hunter, then they become the 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 Vanguard. It's just there. It's there is what it is. It's a duty bound. It's duty bound. You cannot. You have to, no matter what the circumstances is. All the hunters have to uphold the Vanguard there. All of them. It's all duty bound to all the Vanguards. To all the hunters, I mean,
Mm.
it's duty bound. I think that's the way. That's the way it has to go. I just think that's how it has to go. I mean, like I said, Cade was, like some people would disagree with Cade being the Vanguard at the time. Like I said, they stole from people, they killed people. He ran with the Drifter for a while. There's a lot of things Cade did that's not the greatest thing, but he's Vanguard because he
I
was bound
hear
by
that.
duty.
I hear that. But what I'm getting at is that even with all of that, it would make more sense for Shiro 4. I mean, I
But
get it. I know we're on a
it's
pod. I get it. But
yeah.
what I'm saying is, we're having like the discussion is that Shiro 4 would make more sense. And somebody from even Shin Mao Fur would make more sense. But not this one.
But
And and another reason, another thing, I think if anything, like I said before, we may have Aldrin as a sidekick. He's pretty dangerous as a Woken without powers. He's really dangerous right now. So something a Guardian as Aldrin as a Guardian is even worse, and we are the best thing to watch Aldrin. There's no one better than us.
uh,
No one
I mean,
better.
I think for storytelling wise, that Aldrin becoming the Vanguard is a way better story to tell. And that's what Bungie needs, a good story to tell.
Maybe down the line. Maybe down the line.
I think we should make our own DZ Dare. If Ultron
If Goku
becomes the
dies,
Vanguard. Oh no, damn no! I ain't going there. Shit, that's pretty
you
dark.
said I'll make our own DZ Dare.
No, but like meaning like if Ultra becomes damn Vanguard, we got a bet between us. I think it's a done deal. I think there's no other way they could go. I think they laid out the pipework just for this. So, hey, Goku, anything to add? Where you at? Anything to add?
Goku JT.
Nah,
Fell asleep.
no, I'm listening to y'all. I think I fell asleep for a minute.
Like I said,
Good with Cavs ranting. I think with the facts that you get from the lore and where it's going, I think he'll end up being Vanguard and something happen. Already put my 2 cents in. What are you talking about? I already talked about this. I think.
so long I forget.
What about JT?
So I personally think that Aldrin is going to be the new Hunter Vanguard. I mean, they've waited this long, and this is all just from storytelling and how they've told the story so far. They've waited this long now to get before they even gave us a Vanguard. So now they give us Aldrin, who wears a cloak and looks an awful lot like a hunter, used Cade's hand cannon. So, I mean, he's prime hunter material. So, I really think that he's going to be the new Hunter Vanguard because although, as much as I would like Shiro to be, because Shiro holds a spot in my heart that I just want Shiro to come back, I really think it's going to be Aldrin. I don't think it's going to be right away because I don't know what they're waiting for give us a Vanguard, but I think it's going to be Aldrin.
Oh. Okay then. Hopefully Aldrin. We shall see without another 18 weeks of Dreaming City rotation
I
and
want story through this. I don't want to have to wait 3
and
weeks
me
for
not
time.
getting a Ghost and Sparrow from this motherfucking shit. So, anything else? Moving on from Dreaming City into what the clan has going on.
We actually should have started with that. People probably left by now. They fell asleep from the last conversation. So
probably should have.
They don't even know the clan activities yet.
Yeah, whatever. I think we have some stimulating conversations with what's going on with the lore and being able to decipher and try to give our opinions on what's going on. So for the next week and a half, DangerousZippers does have a fundraising event up to help disabled gamers. Until I believe January the 2nd is the deadline to be able to give for that. It is in our events tab on the Discord channel. So if at all, share the link. Talk up family. I think I put in $1,000 goal, which is a little steep for us as a clan,
Goku's making up what we don't make, he's gonna fill in for the next 1,000. Just let you know. Told me that personally.
Okay.
Help the children.
I believe.
Yuki will help you out on that.
Yuki help me out. He'll match me dollar for dollar like you always do. So we got that going on. So if you got a few spare bucks to lend a helping hand out for some disabled gamers this holiday season, make sure you do that. And we also got next week's Friday's Shot and Shooters planned. Almighty could talk on that and what he's got going on.
So we're just going back to Shots and Shooters. We're taking a hiatus for a while because I suck at planning anything, and I don't know why they leave it to me. They know how it's going to go. So I put in the Discord what time we're doing it. 8 o'clock Friday. Bring a drink. If we only have 6 or less show up, we'll run the Iron Banner as a clan. If we have a whole stack of 12, we'll do clan versus clan, and then you talk smack and shoot Goku in the face. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
And shoot me in the face. Well, you probably will, because I'm not. I I refuse to drop to the meta. I refuse to drop to the meta. I
honestly
want
think the meta is
metronome.
gone. I think the meta is gone. There's so many weapons you can use now.
I think scout rifles came back. Honestly, I've been seeing
A little
scout
bit.
rifles.
They have at 4 point. They have 4 point. Yeah, I need to
So,
try.
upcoming events, keep your eyes posted for January. Waiting for all the rest of the clan to get themselves some Smash, and we're going to run a Smash tournament in January, and I'm going to be running that.
Oh, I'll be on it. I'll be playing the Smash.
I guess I'll have to go scoop it up.
I need Cat to get a Switch so I can talk smack to our fighting guy. I'm going to whoop his ass so I can talk smack to him.
All right.
You don't know who he's dealing with.
Oh. Okay.
All right, is that all our clan activities that we got going on? I believe. I didn't miss anything. Cab, you got anything going on, clan activity wise? No, I know you don't. Lazy ass.
We have shots and shooters, and are we still doing Pandora's Zipper or not?
You can do it. I'm gonna need Cab to take over that. Cab likes to play all the different games. I'm gonna need Cab to take over that.
I can't. I'm only one man. Okay, I can invite the whole world. I could go to different communities and try to get them in the clan.
I think we got a few good hours last night doing Overwatch. I think last night was fun.
I mean, yeah.
Getting into something different.
That's still the main group. We need to get other people.
Right.
Boosh and Grubby. Grubby might join us. Yeah, it might happen. But I gotta get Rear. I gotta convince Rear to not play. I gotta convince Rear and Norimac to not play Gambit and join me.
Well, if that's all we got, guys. We thank you for listening and tuning in to what we have to say, even though there's probably only like 3 or 4 people that's going to listen to us in the clan. So if you do, Almighty told me if you listen to it and post a video, he'll send you a $5 coupon to Taco Bell.
Oh man!
Really?
It's an excuse to Taco Bell. Hey, you know what? I don't know the way we could boost ratings, though. I really do. You know what boosts ratings? Controversy. Just because Goku put the disclaimer out front, I think I can use the F-bomb on the podcast. I think we could boost some views that way, can I not? Can we not?
We could. Why can't you bust the F-bomb out? I don't understand. What the fuck's the difference?
No, the point was, we did a disclaimer that we could leave some shit on the table, and we never even did anything. So I thought we need some controversy somewhere. Shit, I was doing like a 5-minute disclaimer for us not to do anything.
No, he was just prepared for.
All right. And it's going to end in this: Almighty is trash. Thank y'all for listening.